Hello and welcome to podcast episode number 44. And I am here to talk to you today a little bit more about resistance because there's more that came up after the last episode that I put out that I wanted to say. I listened to it over. I thought it was an amazing episode. So please check out the first part if you haven't yet. This is just kind of capping it off in a nice way, bringing in more of the spiritual aspect. And actually, I will help you through a little bit of a guided meditation at the end to help you get unstuck. And my intention is to have this episode be a little bit shorter because I do kind of want to basically just cap the last episode that I felt was maybe just a little bit incomplete. So the intention today, of course, is to help you feel unstuck, to help you get out of whatever that feeling of resistance is that you might be holding or that you might someday fall into, which again, like that happens to most of us because #humans. Welcome to Earth, everybody. Thank you for being here with me. And okay, the mantra for today is I choose to move through discomfort with gratitude and grace. I'll say that again. I like this better than the other one, so you can use this mantra for both episodes, even though the other one's good too. But I choose to move through discomfort with gratitude and grace. You might be like, why do I have to be grateful for feeling uncomfortable? Well, if you listen to my last episode, you would know that moving through discomfort with gratitude actually helps launch us into a place that doesn't maybe feel so sticky and icky. When we are in those down states, it's really sometimes just really hard to feel gratitude because we've been so conditioned to think that emotions are weak and we don't want to feel emotions and that's a waste of time or I have shit to do. So let's reprogram that story and allow ourselves to feel multiple feelings at the same time, including the deep, intense, yucky feelings. Because that's what resistance brings for a lot of us is that yuck, as we know, right? So I wanted to mention too, when I was working out today, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to talk about this. And I know that this is something that Joe Rogan talks about a lot, and I truly appreciate him and his just the person that he is and all that he brings to the table. I don't even need to recommend him because you obviously know who he is. But if you've never listened to his show, I totally recommend you listen in. I think I first started listening to him when Miley Cyrus was on, when I was living in LA for a month. And it was just, I just love listening to their conversations because he asks amazing questions and he brings on people that really are very, very interesting people. So highly recommend. Anyways, so what I thought about today when working out, I always do that. I always go on tangents. I'm so sorry, my people. I was thinking that I really wanted to mention how it's important to give ourselves stress, like in a healthy way. Because when we do that for ourselves, and exercise is a perfect example, when we do that for ourselves, when we are able to push ourselves, our bodies to feel discomfort, like, oh my God, I'm holding this plank and I need to get out of it. I don't want to be in it right now. That is allowing us to strengthen that muscle within that is courage, that is determination, that is moving through discomfort and doing it because you understand how you feel after that workout. You know, how does it feel after that workout? It doesn't, I've had workouts where I know my head is not even in it. I'm just like going through the motions and I feel okay, feel whatever, like I did the motions, but those workouts where you really push it, how amazing do you feel after? It was just yesterday, I think I was pushing myself in push-ups. Like I hate push-ups. I resist them, but I do them every single day and I plank every day, sometimes not on the weekend, but I always am working out at least Monday through Friday just for like 10 to 15 minutes, but really hard. Push-ups, planking, crunches, weights, that kind of thing. squeeze it all in real quick, and it's super effective. And I feel a huge difference when I push myself in that amount of time versus when I just am going through those motions. And yesterday I pushed myself. I felt so good. I know that I was like working harder than I probably have in the past week or two, maybe 3 weeks, who knows, a month or 2 months. It felt like I was pushing myself really, really in a great way, not over the limit, but after the workout, I almost felt like high. And it was, I'm telling you, a really quick workout, not that long. It doesn't take long, but that discomfort that I embraced was able to allow me to feel that ease afterwards. So the metaphor here is when we face any type of resistance in our own lives, when we work through that resistance and feel uncomfortable while doing it, what's on the other side? Feeling high, baby. We got through. We got through. It always feels so good to get through a little challenge. So embrace that shit. Okay. I know I've mentioned that in the last episode, but I really want to reiterate how important it is to give ourselves that healthy stress in order to train our minds, bodies, and souls that this discomfort, that this feeling of oh, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway, that really helps create those new neural pathways that I was talking about too. And we really want to create those because that keeps us younger longer. And that is science. Follow the science, everybody. Okay, let's get into a spiritual aspect. So what I was saying, when I listened to that last episode back, and when I had a brain fart, I didn't know what I was about to say, but when I listened to it back, I'm like, ooh, I want to expand on that, because I was talking about how when we do what's comfortable and kind of like have a really shitty job and we don't even want to deal with it, but every day we come home from work and Netflix, drink wine, completely shut off the outer world, the outer reality, and just tune everything out, which totally you should do. I mean, like we all need to do that once in a while. But when this is a habitual thing, when this is a habit of drowning yourself in wine and trying to drown your sorrows basically and just forget and not even be in this reality, that's not super healthy, obviously, right? But it feels really good at the time. And that's why our ego is always telling us, don't go and work out. You can do something else. You should probably read. Let's train your brain instead. Isn't that important? It's like the devil on your shoulder, basically, trying to get you to not do the things that you really know that you need and deeply want to do, even if it's not something you want to do right in that moment. We all want to work out because we want the benefits of what working out does for our bodies and our minds, right? We actually do want to work out, but when push comes to shove and the moment is there, all right, the alarm goes off. What are you doing? Are you resisting it, or are you allowing yourself to move through the discomfort of being a little tired, a little groggy, and you get up anyway and you push through and you do it? And you are so much better every single time you're able to do that. Every single time you're able to overcome that feeling of, no, I don't want to. F this. Like, I'd rather be doing anything else. It's really that, and that's why it's so great to make plans and goals. Goals are really great, but how do you put that goal into action? And that's really important. So I recommend creating a weekly and daily and monthly a goal list, but then action plan list as well. So what are the goals? Maybe the goal is to lose 5 pounds this month. Okay, what's the action plan every single day? The gym 3 times a week, and then walk after dinner, lemon water every morning. You know what I mean? Like, those are the types of things that will really allow us to move through the discomfort when we have a plan in place that we actually stick to. If we're just hoping for the best and hoping that we decide that we're going to feel motivated the next day to actually go work out, then we're being really stupid, and we need to know how our brains work. We need plans, and then we got to stick to them. So that is a very healthy masculine trait that we can incorporate in order to get rid of that toxic masculine trait, which is the over controlling control freak, and needing everything to be perfect and right and feeling perfect all the time. We have to let the idea go that that's even something that is a possibility. Of course, we want to feel good as much as possible, but again, hashtag humans. We have so much emotion and we have so many circumstances that are out of our control that we need to deal with. And let's just face the facts here. So anyways, with the ego, it really does love that comfort of sitting there, drowning the sorrows, drinking the wine, and erasing basically any realm of reality because don't want to deal with it, right? Your ego loves that, but the soul, our soul truly craves the discomfort that our ego resists. And the ego is basically the human part of us. It's like our brain. It's like our inner child. Like, I don't want to. And we have to talk to our ego like it is a child. We don't want to say, shut the fuck up. Ah! Oh my God, you're pissing me off. I can't believe you're trying to sabotage me. Oh, why can't you just go to the gym? You always mess up, blah, blah, blah. You don't talk to a kid like that. How do you talk to a child? Okay, honey, it's time to get up. It's time to get moving. You get a treat after, a yummy, yummy juice, a yummy breakfast. Like we have to talk to ourselves like that in order to harness self-love, again, which is connected to integrity, which is connected to embracing that discomfort, because when we embrace that discomfort, we're doing it out of love for ourselves because we know what's on at the other end of that discomfort, right? We're doing it for ourselves. So love yourself, love your inner child, love your ego. Back in the day, I used to think, kill the ego. Like we got to just ignore it, get rid of it. It's kind of like fear. Just it's not even there. It's not even there. But no, like fear is a normal feeling and it's important to embrace these feelings. But what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it though? Okay. What are you going to do with it? So the journey that is so uncomfortable is exactly why our souls have incarnated here on earth. So this is that spiritual aspect. Your ego wants everything to stay the same and everything to be easy. That's what your ego wants. That's what your human wants. That's what your little kid wants, right? But your soul, your spirit, your highest self, maybe you have two multiple personalities, who knows? Maybe your highest self wants the journey, and it wants all of it. It wants the ups, the downs, the heartache, the sadness, the loneliness, the feeling of resistance. Like your soul actually wants to experience this at one point or another in your life. So understand that when that resistance does come up from doing whatever it is that you want to do or being who you want to be, if there's a resistance residing within, understand your soul is with you. And when you harness your highest self, you'll be able to find that gratitude for this don't want to feeling that you might be experiencing. So, like I mentioned in the last episode, I totally recommend you pray and work on maybe some mantras, and spend some time, like create a little altar for yourself. This has completely changed my game. Back in the day when I was super depressed for a long time, I didn't have any spiritual practice at all. I was completely disconnected from my spirit because I was fully ego-based. And that's why I was so uncomfortable with where I was, but I was so uncomfortable with any kind of change because it was just uncomfortable, like so much discomfort all around, whether I stayed where I was, whether I was going where I was going. But I didn't realize that my spirit actually wanted me to take control of my life, take responsibility, and do what I needed to do to get out of that dark hole of depression. And again, I eventually did, but it did take some time when I did understand that I do have the power and that I am a spiritual being. And that really helped propel me further out and quicker out of that hole of that deep, dark, yucky stuckness that I was feeling. So yeah. Another thing that came up today was I pictured this again when I was working out. It was a lot of channeling coming through. I pictured a fist, and obviously, like, you've heard of resistance, like resist. I remember that was a big thing when Donald Trump was president, with the fist, resist the establishment, resist. And I totally love that. I'm not like so super into that as far as politics go, because it's more for me like creating change that I want to see versus fighting against what is. But I digress. So when you resist, when you are in resistance, it's basically like your body is a fist. It's like a really tight fist held together. All of your fingers are curled in tight, your thumbs wrapped around, and you're squeezing really tight. That is the feeling of resistance. Like your whole body is squeezing tight. So think about that. Like it's your hand it becomes smaller. It becomes really, 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 really tense. And you don't even have all of your fingers when you have that fist. But when you embrace what's going on and you embrace the resistance and then you move through it, suddenly and slowly your hand starts to open up into a big wide hand, inches bigger all around. All 5 fingers you can see. Maybe you got some pretty rings on that you can actually see and like appreciate. This is just a metaphor for expanding our minds, expanding our mindset, expanding our lives to a place where we actually grow in a really beautiful way, and we can feel that gratitude for all 5 fingers. They're all there, but we can't recognize the beauty that we are if we're clenched up. If we're so resisting, we're just completely closing off our energy field, and we're basically becoming a fist where all of our limbs come in. Think of your body as a hand and just kind of squeezing in together. And then imagine your whole body just like opening up when you finally say, fuck it, I'm doing it, or I'm going for it, or I'm making a change that I need to make. I'm finally going to start treating my body with respect. I'm finally going to have the conversation that I need to have, whatever it might be. So I thought that was a really interesting metaphor that came through, that fist. So something that I'm going to do this guided meditation real quick here, but I also recommend you to envision yourself living your best life. What does it look and feel like? So maybe it's something that you are resisting. Like, what would you love to see on the other side of it? Even if it feels like it's not even possible at this moment, like let's start dreaming here. Let's dream up some possibilities, because all of these possibilities that you dream up suddenly become within reach when you recognize them, when you write them down, when you bring them into your consciousness. So use that tool of imagination. Close your eyes, and just even for 10 seconds, close your eyes and imagine yourself feeling free and excited, and whatever that circumstance that you might be dealing with, what does that look like on the other side? How amazing does it feel that you actually worked through this discomfort and got to where you are now? All right, so let me do a quick guided meditation to help you release resistance. This is something I've never shared before, so I hope you enjoy it. All right, so you can just close your eye. Obviously, if you're driving, please don't close your eyes. You can listen in and maybe actually do this with your eyes closed later. But it's just something that you can use in the future to imagining this. So, okay, close your eyes, relax your body, any tension in your body, maybe roll your shoulders up, back, down, your neck, roll it out maybe a little bit. And just sink into your chair or the floor or your bed or wherever you're sitting, feet planted onto the floor, if possible. If not, that's okay too. And take 3 deep inhales, in through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Last one, make it your biggest. Hold it at the top. Inhale. Hang on to it for just a couple more seconds. Relax your body as you have this inhale held in. And when you're ready, you can let out a big exhale. All right, with your body nice and relaxed, keep your eyes closed and just imagine yourself walking outside from your house, wherever you are, opening the door and walking outside. It's kind of a gloomy day. That's okay. You still walk anyway. You walk out and you decide to cross the street. When you cross the street, suddenly you trip and you fall into this black tar. Luckily, there's no cars around, so you don't have to worry about getting hit by a car. But you're in this black tar. And you're like, what is this? Oh my goodness. What is this? And it's just so sticky. And every time you move, there's more that attaches onto you. So your whole entire body, front and back, is covered in this black, sticky tar. As you sit there, you feel a little bit nervous, like, what am I going to do? Is anyone watching me? Can anyone see me? Why did this happen? And you kind of resist it for a little bit, this feeling of being stuck in this tar, and you just are upset that you're stuck there. But then suddenly you realize, wait a minute, I think I can get out of this. I don't know how, but I just have a feeling that I can get out of this. And I know there's no one around to help me right now, but I know that I have it in me to get all of this tar off of my body and get unstuck from the road. So after you realize this, the sun starts to peek out from the clouds and you're like, wow, oh my gosh, okay, awesome. There's some sunshine. Maybe it's going to warm up so this melts off of me. It warms up a little bit, but melts off a little bit. Still sticky. That's okay. You decide, okay, I need to get out of this now. I've been in this tar for a little too long now. And right as you decide that it's time to get out, all of a sudden, you stand up and like magic, the rain starts to come and it just washes over you and the tar melts off of your body. And you've never felt so amazing in your life because this new freedom after being in all of this sticky tar feels like you just went through a rejuvenation. Like it was meant to happen for some reason. Not sure why, but it feels like it was meant to happen. And it feels like now that all of this tar is melted off, I feel lighter. Like you can fly. Like you can just glide across the sidewalk instead of walking. Something inside of you has lightened up and allowed you to find that inner power and that inner grace and that inner gratitude for what you just went through and now moving forward as you dance in the rain. Continue to dance in the rain. Any last bits of tar, you can wipe it away with your hands, from your legs, your arms, your head, wherever there might be, your hair, it's all washing out. Allow it all to come out. And then suddenly the rain stops. And the sun comes out more brilliantly than you have ever seen it in your entire life. It looks like the sun is really close to the earth, but in a really cool, beautiful, awesome, magical way. And you stand in the sun with palms open saying, thank you. Thank you so, so much. Now let's do 3 more breaths and then we'll come out of this. So big inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. 2 more, inhale through the nose, Exhale through the mouth. Last one, biggest one, hold it at the top. Inhale through the nose. Hold it. Relax your body with the breath hold and try to hold on to this breath as long as you can. Keeping your body relaxed. And when you are ready, you can let out a real nice, big, releasing exhale. All right. I hope you enjoyed that meditation. It was something I just came up with today, and use that imagination, because we tend to forget that the placebo effect is real. The things that we imagine are more real than we realize. When we imagine things working for us, our brain is going to start thinking that things are working for us. And that is that spiritual aspect that we really, really, really need to embrace in order to move through challenges and stuckness and resistance with as much grace and gratitude as possible. So again, your mantra is, I choose to move through discomfort with gratitude and grace. I wish you gratitude and grace. I wish you nothing but the feeling of freedom. And I know that you have it in you to find that for yourself. No one is going to save you except for you. So start trusting in yourself. You got this. All right. I hope you enjoyed this part 2 episode all about resistance. And please, again, email me if this is something that you really found to be profound. How profound was this? I'm just kidding. If it's something that really helped you, or if you have any feedback of how this maybe helped you, or maybe any kind of resistance you've moved through, I would love to hear and talk to you about that. My email is below in the show notes. If you have any ideas or suggestions, I have tons of ideas for episodes, but if there's something you really would love for me to touch on and talk about, I'm all ears. So send me an email and let me know, like, hey, oh my gosh, Cassie, I would love for you to talk about blah, 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 blah. And I might do it and I might not, but like, please send me your suggestions, because that's where a lot of my ideas come from. Whatever you're working through right now, I want to help. So just shoot me an email. And if you're looking for a coach too, I am accepting one-on-one clients at this time for a 3-month container. And I would love to work with you. It's really pretty magical when you step into a coaching container with me. Lots of cool synchronicities and magic happens. It just tends to happen. I don't know what it is, but it's really cool. So let me know if you're interested. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you wouldn't mind sharing this on social media or sending it to a friend who might like this, then please do that. I really appreciate you. And have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you are, whatever time it is. I wish you nothing, again, but gratitude and grace. Bye for now.